The next thing that we want to look at is to balance complexity with simplicity. Now there is a lot of quant involved, and uh, many of the analysts or many of people who work in this area don't like excess complexity, because one thought says that the more simple it is, the more intuitive it is, the more it makes sense. So we are looking at Excel versus VBA versus R. Let me add a little part. So mastery of data table is something, because we would have like 50 data tables. Okay, let me put down the scale here. So what we might deal with here, okay, what are we dealing with? What are we dealing with? What are the options we have? What adds complexity in Excel? Okay, this might be a little easier to understand. So what do we want to run? We want to run multiple linear regression using Linus function. And not using C#. C# or R, we are not going to use that. So we want to run multiple linear regression. So this line actually goes on for everything. And why we are going to use Excel? Because everybody wants to see what's going on. Everyone should be able to decrypt. So what we have here, we have some Monte Carlo simulation, we have multiple regression, we have rank correlation, we have Kolsky transform and eigenvalue. Ignore the fourth one if that sounds not so good. What are the options we have? We have Excel, we have VBA, we have R. Now the main idea is that everybody should be able to decrypt. So, and we would like to keep more of the things in Excel, less in VBA, and very less in C# or R, because ultimately if you want to change anything, if you want to tweak anything, if you want to have a close look at what's happening, the Excel becomes a very easy thing for everybody to look at. Somebody from a coverage team or a CEO wants to look at your model, and you have that model developed in C# or R. How you're going to explain to him? So in advisory, keeping things simple is most important. And that's the reason for this slide. But you might have a lot of data tables that you that would compute these paths, and you would have a big file with many paths of Monte Carlo simulation. So what do we want to run? So we have financials of the company. So we have financials of the company. We are looking at running some analysis for that. So we would use Excel, we would use VBA just to make those small function. Again, that would help us to keep data table. So we'll get support for mastery of data table, support from VBA, and not running it from VBA. So that's what we are looking for, and that's what going to help us, because if you make those excess things go to VBA, it might be difficult to decrypt for somebody who is a CEO or a CFO or a company, or somebody who is a sector specialist. So we would, so this also talks about the importance of Excel. So although personally speaking, if I were to play around with things, I like complexity, so I would go with a C# or a R that gives me very interesting ideas and deep insight, scalability, more accuracy, the chances of human error being reduced. A lot of advantages do exist in moving to C# or R. But when you are in the advisory field, when you are going to make people understand about some of the ideas that you have in your mind, then Excel becomes most important.